I'm not going to leave him out. I'm simply acting this way because, they're hiding their hand and hurling pebbles. They are hiding in the hand and tossing rocks. Additionally, I dislike their individuality. You really don't have self-awareness. You put on such a poor performance, and then you believe that you can threaten people because of it. Hold on. Telling me what I like is not your place. You two have been arguing a lot over the past week. Do you have any messages for Mase and Cam? I don't respect them. There you have it. It's there. Mason and Cam'ron's contempt for Shakur. Stevenson still bothers Jay Prince. It now appears that he made a genuine attempt to get them pressed. Recall how Jay was made fun of by Cam and Mase last year after he promised to fade all of Shakur's shots and accept any wagers? At that point, Cam and Mase called him out on their show for continuing to act like a street boss despite being an adult. Since Jay Prince didn't respond at the time, most people assumed the feud had subsided. However, such quiet was actually the quiet before the storm. A year later, Cam is said to have been hemmed up backstage at a private event in Atlanta. Rumor has it that some men approached him and told him directly to refrain from mentioning Shakur. Don't send someone to do us no good. Our troubles are not paid for. You must work for yourself. You didn't succeed. It was more than that, too. Additionally, Shakur jumped in. He shot at Mase and Cam, claiming that Mase's career had failed and even threatening to knock Cam out if it ever got to that point. Crazy, huh? Without a doubt, things are getting hotter once more. This is how it actually transpired. Cam was scheduled to provide a guest commentary at a Boxing X hip-hop exhibition in Atlanta 2 weekends ago. Insiders claim that Cam never made it to the mic during what was intended to be a clean live piece for a new sports pilot. A bunch of men who weren't even involved in the event pulled up backstage, according to witnesses. People now claim that Jay Prince ordered them to be there. Cam left the building a few minutes later, so whatever was said backstage must have had a profound effect. It gets considerably messier from here. This occurred shortly after Jay Prince Jr. retaliated against Cam and Mase for snooping on his father. Fans are also questioning whether the men who pressed Cam were truly members of Junior's crew seeking retribution. Strive to glorify that which isn't flowing, just as you strive to glorify Bull. That's why you're me upright. Having dealt with them in the streets, we are familiar with flow. We are aware of the flow and see its flaws. However, we don't profit from their perfection because we'll profit from reality. We won't take advantage of the fact that no one is perfect. Incredibly weak. We are aware of how weak you are. He then refers to himself as a roadway. Even if he were a street, he would still be quite weak. We don't exaggerate and attempt to elevate this. Why? I'm going to sit here and talk about how strong we are. We don't talk about it because it's so weak. Let's take a quick look back at how all of this came to be. It all began in July 2024, when Shakur Stevenson was subjected to extreme heat by Cam and Mase. Shakur had recently defeated Artem Harut Yunan in Newark to defend his WBC lightweight title. However, the battle was low action, boring, extremely defensive, and even caused jeering from the audience. Here are 4. Another body shot, huh? Steven made a good mix. Music. Arten remains formidable, but you must either develop your offensive strategy based on your jab test. By unanimous vote, everything is in your winner's favor, and Shakur Stevenson remains the world's WBC lightweight champion. It was deemed dull by fans. However, Mase and Cam didn't stop there. They gave him a straight clowning. They made fun of Shakur by posting a video of themselves dozing off while watching the fight. Therefore, you are not entertaining when you enter the ring. We don't want to hear about the wonderful science all the time. We want to be entertained. For entertainment, we're spending money. Moreover, you're not amusing. But hear me out. No one had to leave if the altercation was smoking. You shouldn't fight like the undercard at the big event. It was similar to the undercard in your battle. The smoke was all in front of you. They must therefore change your course. As a headliner, you should definitely be the opening act. They then brought it up on the podcast and expressed what many people were speculating about. Shakur isn't engaging enough to be a true headliner. People were leaving the battle to get coffee in order to remain awake, Cam joked. Shakur, however, didn't remain silent. He retaliated. You're dull. You're dull. It was witnessed by all. It's not only us who've seen it. You're dull. In my opinion, I was rather courteous about it. It seemed cool to me. Have you witnessed the fight? Hell no. Why the I watch that? He asked. It went 12, right? I was aware that it went 12. He's announcing the bout, Tim Bradley. He didn't mention falling asleep when he remarked, I got my coffee ready. Round 3 is like about time to start drinking the coffee before I fall asleep. He started by reposting a video of Mase declaring that he no longer wanted to see Shakur fight, and included a brutal caption. I had the same thoughts about his rap career. His podcast has made him more well-known than his failing career pack. The GOAT. Cam'ron and Mase? Who the F are they? Shakur then called Mase a fake preacher and made fun of him for leaving Bad Boy to become a pastor. He even made a joke about Mase surviving Diddy. Shakur wasn't finished, though. Not even close. He gave Mase and Cam a direct warning, as if it were wartime. Ian is hardly hiding anything when he posts. Tell them watch how they talk on that podcast. Lil Omi is prepared to fight against all of these gentlemen. It goes beyond simple clapback energy. Full-blown smoke is present there. Shakur also continued to fire. What irritated him the most? It's the fact that Cam and Mase talk heavy about boxing when neither of them ever laced up gloves. Shakur wrote, You know what irks me? When a dude talks boxing but ain't gloved up? This fat? Mother Mase and Big Teeth and Cam'ron need to shut the F up. They never stepped in no ring. He then challenged them both to either glove up or keep quiet, claiming that entertainers are throwing themselves into the ring. What is their excuse then? And here's the thing. Terrence Crawford was the one supporting Shakur. Yes, Shakur was further inflamed when Crawford jumped in and tagged him, writing, F him, little bro. Let them know how you feel. They letting you know how they feel. Cam, however, was not going to accept that. He responded on Instagram, writing, failed rap career. Shakur Stevenson defended Mase over that unsuccessful career disc. Murda released his debut album, which sold 5 million quadruple platinum copies 3 months after your birth. And it was prior to the facts of social media. And if that wasn't spiteful enough, Cam and Mase released a video that showed spectators leaving Shakur's fight early once more. Then he redoubled down, stating, They're just saying what everybody else is thinking. The caption said, A little hometown love, Newark. That is Harlem would never. However, just when people thought things couldn't get much messier, J. Prince appeared and ended up making things even messier. J. Prince was determined to clap back before allowing Cam and Mase to drag Shakur. He launched direct shots on Instagram. J. Prince made it clear that he is rooting for his boxer when Cam and Mase branded Shakur's world title defense a snooze fest. He wrote, Numbers don't lie, haters do. Let them say he's boring and nobody wants to watch him. Hate to break it too, y'all, but it's only a small circle of you clowns. Then he hit them with receipts, claiming Shakur had the #1 ratings of any ESPN fight this year and top 3 since 2022. But Jay didn't stop there. He dropped a bold warning too. You going to take all his face and take all his shots and you handle everything out the ring? All right, so then we talking to you then. All right? We starting with you since you the big homie. We starting with you. That's how it goes around here. I want to just start off by saying you are so lacking self-awareness. Like when you give such a lackluster performance, and then you think you can make threats to people because you gave a lackluster performance. Pause. You don't have the right to tell me what I should like, or to tell Cam what he should like. That's not your place. Like, art is subjective, right? So if art is subjective and I don't like something, you can't really get mad at us because we don't like something. And I'm going to tell you another thing. When you're dealing with older people, they're the last to know that things have changed. We not your little like the way you talk it. I don't get what you mean. We're not your little like for real. All that big homie stuff, that's for little have big homies. We're not little. So we don't even respect big homies. I know, Killer doesn't. And for me, I never respected in the streets. That's why I always got the problems I got. Tell me, Mase, chill. No. Chill for what? Who is this? That's how I feel listening to this man. I'm like, I want to respect you, but I can't. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if I got a little like the dudes that raised me, if I was out of pocket, they would tell me I'm out of pocket. They wouldn't let me put them on a crash-out mission. They would say, yo, Mase, listen, pay attention. We don't send people here to do nothing for us. Our troubles are not paid for. This is a problem, J. Prince. You have to work hard around here, Lord. Man, that's what you were supposed to tell them. You can't go out here and talk crazy and then send me on a mission. No, this is where the game went wrong. When young people started sending old people out, he made all of you who should be real run after his mission just because this little idiot got a few dollars. If you're 60 years old and you're trying to be a street, you failed. You failed. You failed. You failed. I'm telling you this. And I stand. My name is Mase. I stand by this message. If anyone want to take it outside the ring, I'm his manager. I handle all his business. I'll fade all Shakur's shots and take all bets. Yep, that message was loud and clear, aimed directly at Cam and Mase. Mase said it exactly. You 60. You 60. What is you talking about? What are you, bro? I lost mad respect for you because I used to have mad respect for you when you had Shaq with you when you lying. Young boy NBA. Why that you got Shakur with you? And this why he acting like that? This exactly why he acting like that. Nah, talking about you got young boy NBA umbrellas and his keys. This car young boy NBA told you this. What he said, this is not 1982, bro. You cannot sit here and get distract and then be quiet. Nobody know that part because I just be going, viral, you bugging James, you bugging my, and I'm going leave it at that. I don't know what bet you talking about all that other slang down bet. Whatever bet you talking about, bet it. I don't know what's better. But you already know Cam and Maziz weren't backing down. Just a week later, they fired back on their podcast, and this time they went at J. Prince personally. Any message for Cam and Mase? Y'all been going back and forth a lot over the last week. They ain't got my respect. Mase straight up roasted Jay for still playing the street role at 60 years old. Meanwhile, Cam aired it out saying he lost respect for Jay way before the whole Shakur drama even started. Did you hear what Mase said though? Who? Mase. Mase. What did he say? Mase. He had this to say. He said, I don't want to see Shakur fight. I will tell the truth. I don't want to watch Shakur fight for no one, no matter how much I like Newark. Like I said with the other people, like I can't really take some of these guys too serious because it's like they make a living off of trolling people. Like trolling is what they do on a regular basis. So even before when I kind of reacted to them, I don't feel the same way now. Now I was like, okay, I understand the business aspect of it. So in Shakur, he kept talking wild too. He said Cam and Mase were just old and washed. And when he hit the Breakfast Club, he brushed them off like nothing. Said he couldn't take them seriously because their whole brand is just trolling for attention. Now the internet split. Some fans riding with J. Prince, saying he's the reason Shakur even got on in the first place, giving him that early push. Some folks even putting Shakur in the same breath as Floyd Mayweather. Even Joe Rogan jumped in and said, if anyone's the next Floyd, it's Shakur. This feud is developing into a major drama. This is where everything starts to go haywire. See the Shakur Stevenson fight? I didn't. Holy. Good. He's good. He's on another level right now, man. He's on another level. I mean, he is so smooth. And his movement, his ability to, like punches were coming at him and he just lets them get right there. Oh yeah. Like just right to there. They touch him and then fires back. His accuracy, his technique, his efficiency. Beautiful. We were watching it in between shows when I was in Colorado this weekend doing comedy, and we were watching in between shows, and I was like, God damn, he's good. He's really slick. Was so technical and effective that everything seemed to be on point. Yes, I will definitely watch it. It was fantastic. What do you think, dude? It was just the smoothness, and many people were comparing it to Floyd Mayweather, so you could say that they're fire. You could say that. You know, that's Stevenson-esque, but it was just that. Because the venue is so well known, Stevenson is simply letting everyone know that he is entering his prime. I mean, he's fighting on ESPN and at the MGM. Word quickly emerged that Mase had a heated argument with one of J. Prince's staffers only days before the Atlanta event, following the entire backstage run-in with Cam. The energy was off right away, according to people close to Mase. It wasn't a nice warning when the man who pulled up said, Mase better watch his words, or else it's going to get handled in the streets. That posed a serious risk. And you know what? Mase remained upright. On the following edition of It Is What It Is, he instead said unequivocally that he is not afraid of anyone playing mob boss in 2025. I don't think we need to explain nothing, but he added, I've been through worse. This ain't the nines. Ain't nobody checking in with no fake tough guys. I dislike having to justify myself. In any case, it is what it is. Eddie Hearn alone. The most traction dude is this one. But sentimental. We are pay-per-view, yes. Second, it might be a wonderful idea to do it right before No, that's great. Don't just advertise it. When he fights, we ought to be watching and commenting. Indeed, they will now be upset about it, but we may advertise it. We might promote you. You've never had this much traction. Listen, we could watch the Death series. It's going, I know that. Consider it. You are on the billboard. Have you ever worked on a billboard? You are on the billboard. Do you want TMZ? You succeeded. You succeeded. You succeeded. You succeeded. You succeeded. You succeeded. You're welcome. You succeeded. You have never been on TMZ for anything other than boxing. Bill, you've never been there. Billboard is this. We use billboards. I know you're thinking, oh, troll. No, I'm not kidding. We should do this. Then there was silence in the room. Even though Cam was laughing, it was clear that he was prepared. The joke even went deeper than that. Let me know who I need to call to place that bet since J. Prince talking money, he said. One of Shakur's close buddies apparently boasted in a leaked direct message about how they reminded Cam and Mase, who now controls the boxing media. Online, fans went crazy, claiming that this was no longer even about sports. It has to do with pride, power, and ego. Additionally, insiders claim that although Cam and Mase are keeping things lighthearted in public, they have significantly increased security behind the scenes. According to a person close to Cam, they're not taking any chances at all. They are aware that things may quickly grow serious. Will this ultimately turn into something worse? That is the question now. Or are we simply seeing the collision of two eras? The new school boxing elite with a street edge versus the hip-hop icons of the past. This isn't over, that much is certain. People are now bringing up Takeoff's name once more, connecting it all to that terrible night in Houston, just when it seemed like things couldn't get any messier. J. Prince Jr.'s reputation and his handling of beef are being compared by fans, particularly in light of Takeoff's incident outside 810 Billiards. The entire scene ended in turmoil, shooting, and unresolved questions, even though it was meant to have a family feel. Online users began forming bizarre links, claiming that if Cam was actually pressed in Atlanta, It is further evidence that these men engage in unethical behavior behind closed doors. Some people are even questioning whether Prince Circle and anyone who disdains the brand are at odds more deeply than this boxing media feud. Some people even believe that this is the same blueprint that was used in Takeoff. A small act of disrespect escalated into actual retaliation. Although Cam and Mase haven't officially addressed the topic, they did subtly allude to it in their most recent episode. Cam smirked and added, "If they try to set a trap, they better hope we don't own the blueprint." Mase stated, "Some folks don't understand. We don't play chess with dudes who flip the board when they losing." That seemed like a warning or even a message to a specific person. Fans' opinions are divided in the comments, though, claiming that Mase and Cam are prodding the bear too forcefully. The other side asserts that they are the only ones who have the courage to expose the covert games being played. Behind it all, Shakur continues to train, fight, and talk while dismissing it all as like he is invincible. However, insiders claim that even he is aware that if the smoke spreads too much, it might damage his reputation. Now what? Is this just excessive podcast trolling? Or is there a genuine undercurrent in the streets that is resurfacing? Because, now, this is more than just a joke. This is beginning to seem risky, Here's the twist now. Although Jay Prince has his devoted fans, many people believe that his excessive control might destroy Shakur's entire career. The murmurs are becoming more intense. Fans claim that Jay's whole street-heavy strategy might seriously backfire on Shakur and accuse him of engaging in shady activities behind the scenes. They're suggesting that being loyal is one thing, but allowing someone to ruin your reputation is quite another. Additionally, opinions about Mase and Cam are divided on the internet. They are being referred to by some as gossip monarchs who stir up controversy merely to maintain their popularity. Reddit user: "Being an adult is realizing Cam and Mase criticizing Shakur is straight-up hater energy. They almost 50, just as cringe as Jay Prince." Didn't hold back. A post like that went viral. Don't get it wrong, though. Even now, Mase and Cam have a devoted following that supports them. They are the only ones who have the courage to talk about Jay Prince without flinching, according to their admirers. Another fan commented, "I'm from Houston, and I've always hated how people act shook like he's the boogeyman." Another fan added, "Jay Prince is dangerous, but I respect Mase and Cam for not backing down. They say what most are scared to." Kudos to them for being honest. Let's face it, regardless of your position on this, there is one thing that cannot be denied. People enjoy hearing from Mase and Cam. They always manage to keep it exciting, whether it's with humor, drama, or shade. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video if you have been following this story. More heat is actually descending.